Now the tires, you can see, that's a problem. And here we go. I have a brand new RC truck from Hosim, the X27 Vexaro. They build this as an A-scale truck. We'll see if it's really that big. I'm a little skeptical just because the box is not very big. But this thing retails for $300. It's four-wheel drive and has a 3660 sized motor in it. And promises the top speed of 50 miles an hour. So currently it's actually selling for $270. So I'm really curious to test this out and see how well it performs to other offerings out there. Now this is gonna undercut pretty much everything out there from the better known brands like Traxxas, Arma, even Red Cat, but I'm not entirely sure how well it'll perform. There's only one way to find out, and we'll see, because again, most of those offerings from Traxxas and Arma, if you want 3S power, the Arma 223 series, or Traxxas, I guess you have to get on a 2S to even get close to this price. But you're looking at, $350, $400 just for the truck, and then a charger and battery is going to be at least another $100. So, it's possible this thing will perform well. We'll see if the cost savings of this puts it at a price point where it's a solid option or not. Stay tuned. So there's really not a whole lot of information here on the box, but again, it's four-wheel drive, brushless motor. It's a 3660, so a nice size. It should have plenty of torque. And it's 3100 kV, so that should be a good pairing for 3S. It does include a battery and a USB style charger, so that will be a limitation there. It'll definitely take some time to charge the battery, and we'll see how the runtime is. I actually believe it comes with 2 batteries. Don't quote me on that though, we'll have to take a look in here. It has an 80 amp ESC, so that's I think comparable with Arma's 223 line, and we'll see if it's enough. When I test it tomorrow, it's gonna be hot out. It's gonna be 90 plus degrees. So we'll see if that ESC is to the task or not. But there we go. It's a nice looking truck. It looks like it comes in 2 different color options. And let's go ahead and see what's in the box. As you can see, there is a little bit of damage here to the box from shipping, and hopefully that did not have any impact on the truck itself. All right, it looks like the packaging's good, and we're gonna have no issues with damage to the truck. We'll take a look at this accessory bag in just a moment, but what everybody's tuning in for, of course, is the truck itself. So we'll remove these 2 pieces of cardboard here, and that's gonna go ahead and expose our transmitter. And it looks like it's a traditional Hosim transmitter, but it does have steering trim, throttle trim, and I believe this is your dual rate here. It does have foam on the wheel. It's certainly nothing high-end feeling, but not bad at all, and actually quite comfortable in the hand. It does require 4 AA batteries, which you need to provide yourself. And in a moment, I'll go ahead and put my Big Rock next to this, and we'll compare the size of it. I have a V3 Big Rock, so. But there we go. Like I said, I think it looks good. No foam, or if there is foam in these tires, it's very minimal. Although the shocks do seem pretty plush there, so that's encouraging. It's an aluminum chassis, I believe. Now, no hex hardware here. Everything appears to be Phillips. So that's one spot where there's some cost savings. Let's get the body off of here. Nice, robust body pins. So, and the body is reasonably thick. Not the thickest body in the world. Certainly not as thick as my Big Rock's body, but at this price point, you know, I'm not shocked by it. It's certainly not excessively thin. Here's the battery. It's Hosim's 3S 2200 mAh battery. So this is only about half the size of the more expensive trucks on the market. What you might put in there, you'd probably put in a 5,000 to 6,000 milliamp hour pack in one of those. So I'm curious to see how well this performs in this. It's not that heavy, but in this relatively large truck. Here is that 3660 motor. It does include a cooling fan, which is quite nice. Now this says it's a 60 amp ESC, so only 60 amp, but we'll see how it performs and if it can reach the claimed 50 mile an hour top speed. And the other Hosim truck I tested, it fell well short of its claimed top speed. I hope that's not the case here, but only one way to find out, and we'll test it. The shocks, as you can see here, they have adjustable preload, so that's nice. And the turnbuckles here are also adjustable, as are the turnbuckles here on the steering. Front LED lights, rear wheelie bar. Now let's check the angle. Yeah, that's not gonna be ideal. Like the other Hosim truck I have, it's placed so that the wheels are too high. So when you do a wheelie, it's gonna aim for the sky. If you're high speed, all that air is gonna be underneath the truck and it might cause it to flip and it might make it hard to do wheelies. But the chassis, again, looking at this, looks pretty durable. It has some nice bracing here. And then you have a very large front bumper here. Is this ace scale? I'll get the Big Rock out in just a moment, but I'm thinking this is probably more like a nice large 10th scale. Okay, so I made an attempt here to line up these 4 different RC vehicles. Of course, here's the Hosim. Here's an Arrma Big Rock V3. This is a Red Cat Volcano with a legendary Thunder body on it. And down here we have the new ace scale, our Larlo DSK. So 10 scale, we're calling this an ace scale according to Hosim. The Granite, of course, is a little shorter wheelbase than the Big Rock, but I would say it's very much a full 10 scale. I'd be hesitant to call that an ace scale. While the batteries are only 2,600 milliamp hours, it does include 2 of them. So that should help offset the short runtime. But you're just gonna have to be prepared to, change the packs more frequently. And I'll see if I have higher performance packs that may fit in here. What I might be able to do is stack 2 3S packs, run them parallel, and get at least, 4,400 milliamp hour, because I think a 2200 will fit in here nicely. So that may be an option. Now, as far as the accessory bag goes, looks like we have an extra tie-down strap. We have a 3S USB charger. Now, it looks like there's only one of these. So you'll want to invest in a hobby grade charger if you're going to get into the hobby. But I think this truck is geared towards people just getting into the hobby. So this will get you out there, this will get you running, but it'll probably take a few hours to charge one of these batteries. So just be forewarned. I have a bunch of these in a box, but most people like me don't use these and go directly to a hobby grade charger. Now we have an accessory bag here, a screwdriver, a tire tool for your hex nuts, screwdriver, 2 screwdrivers, Allen wrench, and some extra nuts and body pins as well. So nice stuff there. Here's the manual. One thing I will say about Hosim is they tend to have nice manuals. This does not look like it's an exception to that. And another thing with Hosim is they tend to have good parts availability. So any truck that's worth having will have, you know, replacement parts, because inevitably you will end up breaking some things. And here we go, everything's listed. The parts numbers are here. A lot of these are probably not only available on Hosim's webpage, but also on Amazon. Now, the motor mount does not look adjustable, so that's a negative for me. I like to speed run things, and that's going to limit how fast I can get this truck. But, you know, of course, this is not designed for speed running, and it may well provide, you know, ample power right out of the box. But we'll test that and see if Hosim's being more honest with their speed claim on this truck than with the Moxlin M13 that I recently tested. So there we go. And we also have what looks like a bag here where you can put, I suppose, your different accessories and your charger. Now the drive shafts in here, don't want to forget about those. Oh, it looks like there's a center diff, which I missed before. Beefy drive shafts. Is that a center diff? Yes, it looks like it has extremely thin fluid in there, but there is a center drive shaft, and it looked like you can take it apart. So that's a nice feature. Wasn't expecting that, honestly. And to turn the truck on and off, we have a power switch here. I need to confirm it. This may be a Surpass Hobby ESC, maybe not, but 60 amps, we'll see. Hopefully that's not limiting. Okay, let's go ahead and turn it on and check out the LED headlights. I have the included 3S pack here that I'm gonna go ahead and pop in. Seems to be a secure mounting system. Dean's connector should be sufficient for a 60 amp setup, but we'll see how hot that gets. Again, I'm gonna be running it on a hot day. So now I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the transmitter, and then I'm gonna press the button here for the ESC. You can see the cooling fan for the ESC and the motor powered on, along with the LED light. So that's very nice. The servo, they advertise it as 9 kg. And on the carpet test, flawless. Plenty of power here. Underpowered servos will really struggle to turn on the carpet, but not the fastest servo, but for this price point, no complaints. Now this battery, of course, is at storage voltage, but let's see what kind of tire speed we get here and if this looks like 50 miles an hour. I'm gonna say no. My guess is going to be, when it's fully charged, high 30s, but we'll see. I'll run my GNSS performance analyzer on it, and we'll see how accurate that speed claim was. But I do not like it when manufacturers lie about the top speed of their vehicles. A couple other quick observations. The A-arms seem to be made of a flexible plastic material. Good for bashing, certainly would not be good for speed running, but that's not what this truck is about. I tend to focus on speed running on my channel, and you know, this is not going to be a speed runner. Looks like we have CVDs up front here. Nice beefy shaft size there, so no complaints. And the back, we probably have dog bones. Yeah, it looks like we have dog bones in the back. Again, nice and beefy, thicker in the middle, tapered down a little bit on the inner and outer part. So nice design there. A lot of things to like. And, you know, we just gotta be mindful of the price point here. This thing is retailing for $300 with a battery and charger, and currently selling for $270. So the expectation is it's not going to be as nice overall as the higher end cars, but someone that doesn't want to spend, you know, $500 just to get into the hobby, this could be a great option nice size, and enough talking. We got to go ahead and test it. Let me get the battery pack in here. We'll fire it up. I'm gonna go ahead, do some speed runs, and do a short off-road rip in this video. And then in future videos, I'll do more in-depth runs, test the run time, and do harder off-road use. But I just wanna do a quick unboxing and a short run in this video. Stay tuned. All right, and here we go. Right out of the box, I've made no adjustments to it or anything. We're gonna go ahead and start off with some speed runs, see what kind of speeds we can reach, and hopefully Hosim is being honest with their claimed 50-mile-an-hour top speed. I worry they're not. I hope that's not the case, but let's see how close we can get to 50 on the included battery pack. Track, start. As always, I pre-warm the packs to get the maximum performance out of them, and let's see what it does. We're gonna go this way, and then, ooh, I gotta turn that dual rate down. But we'll try it as is, see if I can control it. Full throttle. Yeah, I don't think that's 50. Let me bring it in, we'll adjust the dual rate and try another run. Okay, 42, a little better than I expected, but definitely not 50. I wish these companies would just stop exaggerating top speeds. There's no need for it. GPSs are widely available and a lot of people have them. So 42, let me adjust the dual rate here. The steering's a little sensitive, and then we'll try a couple more runs. All right, there we go. Hopefully it's a little easier to handle now at speed. All right, full throttle. You know, and there's no need to exaggerate the speed. You know, it's quick. It's certainly not slow, but 40+ miles an hour is plenty fast for most people. And I just don't understand why all these companies, or a lot of these companies, have to exaggerate the speed. Making some friends there with the geese. All right, let's bring it in, see if we did any better. The brakes are a little strong, and I do not believe the ESC is adjustable. Ah, and I forgot to track that second set of runs there. Try one more time here. We may have actually lost a little speed. Pretty snappy though, nice acceleration. And we'll see if this 60 amp ESC can handle the heat. It's about 90 degrees out right now. And for those of you that don't use our screwed up system here in the United States, that's about 32 Celsius. All right, let me bring it back in. .42 miles an hour again. Let me go ahead and check the temperatures, then I'll pop in that second pack and we'll make sure we reach the same speed on that. The motor, it's pretty warm but not hot yet. And the ESC, there's so much plastic I can't really find a spot to check the temperature. Motor wires are warm. Okay, I went ahead and popped the second pack in here. Oh, my bad, that was 43 that second time out. So maybe we hit as much as 44 on that run where I failed to record it. This is the second pack, and we'll see if I can get this one up to 43. Full throttle. Come on, we want 44. You know, and this thing's fun. It's not traction rolling. We'll test the handling a little more carefully in a moment. But so far for these speed runs, you know, the handling seems solid. That is a fun truck. 45 miles an hour. All right, so still short of the claimed 50-mile-an-hour top speed, but I've definitely seen some companies exaggerate speed a lot more than that. And 45, that's solid. So I won't gripe too much. Let me go ahead and test its handling a little bit here on road. We'll go over here where the pavement's a little smoother. All right, so we're turning pretty hard. I might have to turn the dual rate up. Whoa, I don't know what was going on there with the tire. All right, so what's happening is the inner front tire is spinning aggressively. You can see it's ballooning like crazy. So these tires aren't really handling the speed that well. It's almost like it's too fast. Whoa, for the setup here. Let me turn that dual rate back up. And we're gonna give it the beans here for a few minutes and see if this 60 amp ESC can handle the power on this warm day, hot day, pretty warm. But yeah, this tires, that's the problem. They're ballooning a little too much, and it's actually, you know, affecting the handling pretty significantly. It reminds me of my V3 Big Rock when I'd run it off-road. Or on road, the tires would balloon badly. But the handling is good otherwise. I haven't even adjusted the preloads on the suspension. This again is right out of the box. And the handling's solid. It's not rolling, which a lot of trucks tend to do, which just ruins the fun. And if I'm real gentle on the brakes, even then, too strong. So Hosim, please adjust the brakes.
Man, this is some bullshit.
This isn't a problem unique to Hosim. Certainly a lot of companies like their brakes unusably strong for some reason, which I fail to understand why. Arlo, you know, has done it before. DRC, you know, many companies. But we'll run this pack down a bit more and just see how hot the power system gets on this hot day with some fairly aggressive driving. I feel it is slowing down a little bit, and these 2600 packs, whoa, I almost hit that guy's car. A little undersized, possibly. We'll see how many minutes we get out of this thing. All right, I had to work at it a bit to actually get it to flip over. Let's go ahead, clear out the GPS, and we'll test the speed after we've done several minutes of running here. See how much performance we've lost. And I'm also gonna go ahead and just check out the temperatures here, make sure I'm not cooking it. I'm not sure if this has a plastic coating on it. I hope it does. I left that sticker on there, and yeah, it does have some plastic, so that's good. Now, ooh, those wires, they're not hot. I can grab them, but barely. They're quite warm. These, about the same. So definitely pushing these wires, but not a problem. The motor, on the other hand, I can touch for about 2 seconds. So on a 90-degree day like today, you're gonna wanna give it some cool down time after a few minutes of running. That may have been about 5 minutes or so. And the motor, it's a good thing it has a cooling fan, but it's getting a bit hot. Some of that heat is dissipating into the metal chassis, which is good. It's acting as a large heat sink. The whole thing is hot, but I'm worried. I don't really want to run it much longer for fear I might, you know, overheat the motor. Let's go ahead and test the voltage on this pack and see how much more runtime we may have. We're right at near low voltage shutoff, so that's it. I'll put on the screen how long the actual runtime was on this pack, but I'm guessing you're gonna get about 5 minutes of hard use. So certainly not 30 minutes, even 15 minutes if you were taking into account this truck comes with 2 packs. You're gonna really struggle to get 15 minutes runtime out of this thing. You know, maybe if you take real easy and, you know, aren't going full throttle, it might be possible. Now the tires, you can see, that's a problem. Just from that 5 minutes of use, that inside right tire is the one that was ballooning the much. It's pretty worn, and it's not worn evenly either. So, Hosim, I'm sorry, but your tires, they're just not cutting it out here. So that's another area that needs to be addressed.
Not cool, totally lame.
The ESC did not cut out, so, you know, that's good. It's hard for me to know how close it is to having thermal issues. But what I'm gonna do is go ahead, I brought a high performance SMC pack. I'm gonna put it in here, see if we can get any faster than 45, and that'll give us an indication of how much these batteries are holding us back, if any. And then if I have time, I'll do a quick off-road rip. Stay tuned. It's a couple hours later in the day, and I have my SMC high performance pack in here. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can improve on that 45-mile-an-hour speed now that I have the adapter out here with me. GPS is reading. Looks good. Easing into it. I think we quite reached top speed. I bumped the steering trim, so let me get that straightened out. We hit 48, so very close to its claimed 50, but this is one of the highest performance packs on the market. It's not even on the market, it's a special test pack they sent me. One more run here, ease into it. Full throttle. Getting real spooky on these tires. We did a wheelie, I wasn't trying to. Going into the wind there. All right, that's very spooky at those speeds. Did we hit the claimed 50 miles an hour? 50 miles an hour, so there you go. It can reach 50. It just needs a high performance, very high performance pack. This is a pack that SMC sent me to test. They got it, it's one of their SRD4 packs, which is for speed running. And it's 2,800 milliamp hour pack, so there we go, 50 miles an hour. I didn't think it would do it, but that was somewhere between 7 and 5 miles an hour faster than the included packs. SMC power. All right, we're now out at the baseball field. I'm gonna have to keep this short. I'm worried I might get chased off the field. It's a small field, but it's the easiest one for me to assess. So, I'm gonna partially use pack here. Oh. And it's shut down. Wasn't expecting that. I thought this was my good pack. And here we go.
And here we go.
That seems a little better. You know what? I can tell right away this thing is drifting really nicely. And the slow traction. Plenty of power out. This is where this thing's shining, is right here. grass for a minute. It definitely could use some thicker fluid in that center diff. That would probably tame those front tires quite a bit, because right now they are just spinning like crazy and ballooning. We are out of fun. We hit low voltage shutoff in the second pack. And unfortunately, that third pack, I can't use it because I do not have an adapter. So what are my initial thoughts on the Hosim X27 truck? Overall, I mean, it was fun. I had a good time with it. It has a lot of potential, solid speed, a great suspension, and the handling was very good on and off road. But there's a few major issues, in my opinion, that need to be addressed on this truck before it can really be taken as seriously as it looks, and I think it could be. So right away, as I mentioned, 5 minutes of running on road, and we almost wore right through the tire. That's no good. You know, I'd be very upset if I paid $250 to $300 for this truck and I got 2 uses out of the tires. Not good. The power system, plenty of power. That's 3660 motor, very good. With these short run times due to the relatively small sized packs here, overheating really wasn't much of an issue. But I feel if you were running a 5,000 milliamp hour pack, it would be. So these packs here, you're only gonna get about 5 minutes of hard running out of each pack. And if you let it cool down between packs, I don't think it's gonna overheat on you. Again, it's 90 degrees, 32 degrees Celsius out here today, and the 60 amp ESC did handle the power okay. That's actually what I was most concerned about, and I was pleasantly surprised that it did not cut out. 80 amp probably better, but 60, it did work. And so you can make of that what you want to. So what else? The center diff fluid is really thin, which allows the front tires, when they lose traction, to spin really fast. And that's part of the wear problem here. So it could use some thicker diff fluid, and there's no resistance in the front and rear diffs either. So I might take those apart and see if there's fluid in them, or maybe I can put some silicone earplugs or something and firm them up a bit. But that's another area where there needs to be some improvement. But the suspension, solid. The chassis, it seems solid. My biggest complaint is just the short run times and the front tire there. They fix those 2 issues, which this pack, it's 2,600 milliamp hours, but it's tall. This could easily be a 3,500 milliamp hour battery and fit in here just fine. So even going up by, 1,000 milliamp hours would be a significant improvement. Do that, throw some better tires on here, and I think, this would be a good car for people just getting into the hobby, and they want something fun without completely breaking the bank. Now, the only issue though is if you go to a bigger battery, then you're probably going to want a faster charger. So, prices will start to creep when you start tweaking things like that. So the only other thing I would add is the top speed, 45 miles an hour. It's plenty fast. Hosim, please just make it say 45 miles an hour on the box, or whatever that is in kilometers per hour. I guess that would be low 70s. There's no need to inflate the speed. Everyone can quickly tell what's truthful and what's not. And 2020 bug got me. And in 2026, I don't feel we need to be exaggerating top speeds. So that's all I have for this one. I'm gonna definitely run this again in the future, do some more content, run it off-road harder. I'll probably end up having to swap a different set of tires on here and we'll see how that affects the handling. And yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. If you are interested in this truck, I do have an affiliate link. So please use that if you do decide to purchase this truck, because a small amount of the total cost will come back to my channel, and it helps me continue making great reviews like this one. All right, guys, that's all I have for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.